Welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, in this series where we are building a contact app, we are going to do some editing. So, in addition to the delete button, we will add an edit button here. And when we click on the edit button, it should open a drawer on the right side where we can edit it. So, let's go ahead and add that button. So inside the app component where we added our actions, we're going to add another button here. So let's copy and paste this one, and this is not going to use the delete contact. We're going to create a new one, that's the edit contact. And okay, I think it will be better to use a different function name. We will rather say open edit drawer. Yeah, and that should open the drawer, and then the data, the content, that's a specific contact, should be passed, and we can then pass it to the new drawer. So what we will do is we will rather set we rather create a new state here and set those values. So let's call it contact, and then set contact here. So set contact, and then we will call the set contact in here and pass it the contact. The initial value will be an empty object, and we will pass this to the initial values. All right. uh, so we will call this, let's open edit drawer, and we will change this to an edit icon. So let's see if we can find one. So let's see if there is an edit. Yeah, so we have an edit outlined, so let's use that one. Okay, so we got that. Let's go ahead and view it and see. So yeah, we've got that. Let's add some style to it. So the margin left should be, say, 5 pixels, and it should bring some space. Yeah, and when we click, this function is being called, but we are not going to pass record.key. We are going to pass the whole record, which is the whole contact. So if you like, we can rename this to contact. Yeah, and then we are setting that contact. So let's go ahead, let's delete and make sure that changing the name here did not do anything weird. All right, so it's working. Okay, all right. So now we will, what we want to do is we want to reuse the drawer, the add drawer. So we will change the name to just contact. Let's make it edit drawer rather. So edit drawer can be used for adding and editing. So edit drawer, let's change it and also rename this to edit drawer. Okay, and So what we want to do is we want to pass some initial value. And it should be the contact here. So if we don't set it with the open edit drawer, it's going to be empty. So something we will want to do is when we fire the closing of the drawer, that's our edit drawer, we want to also set the state to make it an empty object. And in here, what we will do is let's move this and create a function that will do that. So we're going to create that function here. That will be handle and close. And we're going to call the set show drawer to be false, and then the set contact to be empty. Alright, so now that we've passed the initial value, let's go into the edit contact. So we'll change this and that to edit drawer, and we will pass the initial value in here, and that initial value is what will go here. So I would think we should do this right there, and then put that here. Then in the reset, we will just reset it to that. So in here we will, because we are passing the initial value as a prop, we can use it directly, and we need to include it in the prop types. So it's an object, so prop types object, and it's required. Okay, let's see if it works. So if we edit, okay, it's not working. Why is that? Let's check the console and see whether we've done something wrong first. Alright, so the prop initial values is marked as required in editor, but its value is undefined. Yeah, so we named it initial value instead of initial values. Okay, so initial values. Alright, so when we click, it's not opening. So so when we click on this and we set it, we need to actually open it. So we need to set the show drawer to open, so to true, yeah, and it should open. So let's go ahead and try it out, and it did. Okay, so so what we will do now is let's try and add them. Okay, so it seems like those values in here get stuck. Let me try to add a new one. Before we handle that issue, let's do something. Let's add another state called mode, whether it's an edit mode or it's an addition mode. So the initial value is add. Let's do set mode, and then we will pass that mode to the drawer. Sorry, mode is going to be equal to a mode, and when we are doing this, we will set the mode to edit, and here we will, when handling the close, we will set the mode to add. All right, let's see if we handle close. Yeah, handle on close. All right, so in here we're going to add the mode to, so mode prop types is one of these, edit, add and edit. So add will be the first, and then edit will be the second, and we are going to use it here. All right, so in here we will be doing some checks. So for example, so if our mode is equal to edit, we want to say edit contact. Then if it's not, we want to say add contact. All right, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, so it's rather a question, the 10 right, yeah. Okay, so if the mode is edit, it's edit, else is add contact. All right, so that's one check we are doing here. Another thing we want to do is to, yeah, so we don't want to have the reset button when it is in edit mode. So if or do we? Well, I think we should, so let's skip it. All right, so here with this button, instead of add, we want to do it edit if the mode is edit. So if the mode is edit, we want to say edit, otherwise we want to say add. All right, and also the add, the, so this is a submit button. So on the form, we should have a, so handle and finish. So yeah, let's see the one we are using to add. So handle, add and finish. Yeah, it is the unfinished we are using to do the addition. So we're going to create a new one for edit. Handle edit form and finish. And let's remove this. Let's pass that as well. And we will add it to the prop types. It's a function and it's required. All right, so if the mode is, let me copy this then here and use that. if the Alright, so if the mode is edit, we're going to use this. If the mode is sorry, it should be this. No, I think we should do some handle edit on finish. Handle edit on finish, and we'll change the same here. Handle edit. Sorry. Alright. So if it's edit, handle edit on finish, else handle on finish. Then the default one, the one we used earlier. Okay, so let's just pass this, remove this, yeah, this has not been passed. Let me add it as well. So if the mode is edit, we're going to use edit, else we're going to use the default one. All right, so let's check it out. So add reset, let's edit and see, edit. All right, so it seems like the okay, let me do something. Let me reload. Sorry, and it comes, and when we close, open is still there. So all right, let me add another contact and see and test something. So okay, I'm going to open this. All right, so it seems our edit functionality is somehow not working. So what we would do is, let's try and log. When we click on the edit, let's try and log. Okay, so the issue is that, okay, let's log it, then I'll tell you what the issue is. So let's go ahead, check the console. All right, so when we click on edit, yeah, we have the right data in here. When we click here, we have the right data, but that's not what is being populated. And the reason is that the initial value is 4 when we are when the component renders by on its first render. Yeah, that's what will be used, and because it has already been rendered, it's stick with the initial value. That's what I'm thinking. Let me test something out to here. Let's see. Yeah, so our reset works to the initial values that we set. So okay, let's try and look for a fix. Let's go into the ant design component page and look for the modal, and let's look at the props for the modal. So let's take a look. Yeah, so I'm trying to look for a way to destroy the component when um, we close it. So let me do some search. Manual to update, destroy, confirm, destroy and close. All right, so destroy and close is set to false by default. So whether to mount child component on close. So let's use that and see if that will work for us. So I don't think. Oh, so sorry guys. Instead of looking at drawer, I'm looking at modal. I'm not supposed to be looking at modal. And yeah, the drawer has the same um, properties. So well, I guess that's cool. So let's make it true. Sorry, I'm not supposed to put it here. Supposed to put it here. Yeah. So destroy on close. Let's try it out again. So let's edit this and we get Kofi. Let's and still all right. So although it's being closed, it's being destroyed on close, it's still not um, fixing our problem. So for the sake of time, well, this is what I'll do. I am going to use a hack to fix that. Then later on, we will look for a correct solution. So what we want to do is we want to use the show drawer dynamically render this when it's show drawer, and if not, we don't. And let's see if that will work. So we get this and we get that. So the side effect of this one is that you see when you close it, it doesn't go back with that transition. Yes, it's because of this thing we've done. This is not the right way to deal with it. So just to finish up this lesson, we will stick with this and get our functionality working, and then in later lessons we will take a look at it. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and implement our editing action in our actions file here. So let's do an edit. So edit contact, we are passing the edit, and we will do edit contact. So we need to create this action type. So export const. All right, and let's import it. And inside our reducer, we're going to listen to that and do some stuff. So edit, and let's import it as well. All right, so what we want to do is we want to, so this is what we do. A quick way to do that is we can utilize the filter, the delete functionality that we used. So what we do is we remove that contact, and then we will replace we will then add it again with the new data coming in. So let's try something out and see. So I'm going to put our filter in here, so it's going to filter that out, but this will not work because the payload we are passing is an object. So this is what we'll do. So dot key. So if the payload is available, we look for the key, and if it's not equal to it, that's what we return, and we spread it out, and then we add the payload itself to it. So let's check it out and see. So let's edit this one, and let me remove this, and let me just, so John Doe. Nope. Can't with John. Let me play. Okay, yeah. So I'm getting ahead of myself. The reason why it didn't work is we've not actually used the edit contact in our app. So let's bring it down here, and then contact, dispatch edit contact, and pass the contact to it, and let's call the import that one, and inside here we will then add it and use it in here. So sorry, data. Okay. Are we doing everything right? Let's log the data coming in and see if we are getting the right data, because I'm having a feeling the key will not be available. So let's log it. So let's go here and do an edit. Yeah, so the key is not passed. So what we want to do also is, when we are calling this, we want to pass the key as well, so as a second argument, and then in here let's let's set edit key, let's go ahead and create this. So it's going to be a state, so by default it's going to be nothing, and we will rather utilize that. So when the data comes in, we want to spread it out. We want to pass the key first and then spread the data out. Yeah. Okay. And so set key, and also when we close, I'm having a feeling. Okay. Let's, when we close this, we set it to nothing. I have a feeling this on close is not being called. All right. Um, let's bring these ones on top. All right. All right. Let's check it out and see if our edit functionality works. No, jungle. No, let me edit the first one here. So it's rather added instead of, okay, let's reload. Yeah, so instead of filtering that one out, it's added it. Let's check our reducer wall. So we are filtering it out. Let me do something. Let's use this optional chaining functionality here. And let's change this, do it again. All right, so I think it's working out. Let me try it on this. So this one will be John Doe. All right. Okay, so they are editing. All right, the edit functionality is working. All right. I guess that's it. So functionality is working. Reset on edit is working too. Okay, so let's delete this. Our delete is still working, and our addition is still working. All right, so I guess our edit is okay for now. In the next lesson, we will look at when we click on another button here, be able to view the details. Then we will later do a cleanup after that and make sure we fix certain problems. For example, we are seeing some errors in here telling us some strict mode is being duplicated and all that. We look for the reason why that is and then fix it. And also when you notice, for example, when you try to edit, let me reload the page. When you try to edit and say I start editing this, now this is valid, so it should still enable this. We will fix that as well. Now next, yeah, and if I reset, still it should be enabled because this is valid. So we'll fix that in the next video, in addition to the viewing of a contact functionality that we will add. Then we can later add more functionalities in later lessons. So that's it for this one, and thank you for watching.